Hello everyone and welcome to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is one of my favorite games ever made, and I apologize for the hiatus I've had away from my Let's Play and my channels. I'm happy to announce I am reviving the channel. I'm going to be uploading a lot more content. This semester with school was just absolutely crazy, but I thought what better way to start reviving my channel than by playing one of my favorite games of all time. So, here we go. We're gonna hop right on into this. So I already have 2 save files. I am playing this on an emulator. We're just gonna name my character Link. So, there we go. So, Ocarina of Time was made in 1998 for the Nintendo 64. It's truly an amazing game, one of the best video games ever made, and a lot of people will tell you that. And yeah, there is a certain nostalgia factor into that, but it's very interesting to see how they transitioned into a 3D version of Zelda from Link's Awakening all the way back to the first Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, yeah, it truly was an innovation, because this game is one of the first games, I think, to introduce a targeting system, which we take for granted in a lot of video games now. I mean, look at games like Assassin's Creed, for instance. Assassin's Creed has a targeting system in it as well, similar to Zelda's. And yeah, it works out really well. But Nintendo's known for that. Like, for instance, Super Mario 64 was the first video game with a 3D camera. So anyway, we are getting introduced to one of the most annoying video game characters of all time. This is Navi, or Navi, depending on where you're from. I'm from the south, so for me, it's Navi. But anyway, the Deku tree is trying to send her to go and find Link. So, if I could skip through the text faster, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, I don't think that's an option in this game. Like I said, I am playing this on an emulator. I do own the game on pretty much every version you can imagine from... Let's see, I've had it on Nintendo 64. I had the GameCube version with Master Quest. I have a copy of it on the Nintendo Wii, and then I got it on the Nintendo 3DS. So that's already 4 copies. So I don't know if this was the first one I played or the first one I beat. I think this was the first one that I beat. The first one I played was actually Oracle of Seasons, and I didn't beat that one until much later. Yeah, one of my favorite games ever made, and it actually looks quite nice on an emulator. Like, certain things, like, of course, like, all the ground and, like, the grass and stuff, that all looks the same, but, like, the characters, like, Link, like, he looks actually really good for a Nintendo 64 game on an emulator. Which I have, put the graphics up a little bit higher since, I do have a high-power PC. But anyway. So, Navi's trying to wake us up. That was me during this last semester of school. This semester really kicked my butt because I get out of class on a Tuesday, and then I worked on Tuesdays, and then I get out of work at 3:30 a.m., get home at about 4:30, because I have about an hour-long commute, and then I would go home, get to sleep, and then I had to be in class at 10, which meant I had to be up by 9, so yeah, those 4-hour, 5-hour days of sleep, not fun. But anyway, we are in the Kokiri Forest. This is like our childhood home. I've always really enjoyed this location. I always enjoy any location with a lot of tree houses like this. I I know that there's, in one of the Pokemon games, the Ruby and Sapphire, there's a town that's made basically entirely out of tree houses. I forgot the name of the town, but I always think it's a neat concept. So, before we can go to the Great Deku Tree, there's a couple of items that we gotta get. So, in this first episode, we're probably gonna get all the way through the first dungeon. I am gonna try to hurry it up because, you know, I don't want the episode to be too long. So, we're gonna hop right in. And the first thing that we gotta get is the Kokiri sword, which is through here. Honestly, it looks like a little knife, but I mean, it is because I think Link is 9 years old at the time of this childhood. I might be wrong about that. But coming up, you will see one of the few glitches that we will see on the simulator. Fortunately, there's really not anything I can do about it, but it's not that big a deal. Basically, when we go to the equip screen, instead of showing a picture of Link like holding up the sword and everything, it's gonna be a big white box. You know, I've tried to fix it, but you know, that just happens sometimes. For right now, I do have to stick to games on my PC because, you know, I don't have an Elgato Game Capture HD. I plan on getting one, hopefully, in the next couple months. But until then, I'm stuck to PC games and emulators, so... Which, honestly, probably everything up through the Nintendo 64, I'm just gonna keep on an emulator, just because it's gonna look better, and my PC can actually handle it now. I can do some GameCube games on an emulator. There's other ones that I can't. I know for a fact that, like, I tried Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, and for whatever reason the emulator couldn't handle it, which was odd to me because, you know, I thought that would be one of the games that could handle it better. But it handles other games good. It handles, I know it handles Super Smash Brothers Melee fine. What else? Wind Waker I'm not sure about, but honestly, with Wind Waker, I'll probably wait until I get the Game Capture HD and then just do the HD version on Wii U. Excuse me. And then, because I mean, that version is infinitely better, in my opinion. Sorry for those of you that prefer the original GameCube version, but it just looks better on Wii U, and then you add in the fact that there's like the fast sale and all that stuff. But anyway, that's a separate game. We're not gonna worry about that. I do need to get more rupees though. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta jump across these. This is actually my second time recording this episode. I recorded another one all the way through the first dungeon just to find out that the video software that I was using wasn't working properly. So, yeah, we had to start over, but that's okay. I made sure it's working this time. This is going to be a 100% Let's Play. I am going to get all the rupees, all the chests, I'm going to get all the chests, all the heart pieces, all the items, like optional items, like the big wallet, bigger quiver, stuff like that. So it might take a little while, but, you know, I've never been one for speed runs because so many of those require, you know, glitches and, you know, things like that, and I don't know, I prefer a 100% run, but that's just me personally. So that's just the Z targeting girl, we don't need to worry about that. There is 5 rupees behind that wall right there, in case you didn't know. So now we got the Deku shield, which is awesome. Excuse me again, I'm sorry. So anyway, we get the Deku shield. It can block force, obviously. Now I don't want to buy anything else. There we go. Alright. I forgot what this guy's name is. I think it's Mido. M-I-D-O, but I could be wrong about that. But basically, like, he's like the little bully in the forest over here. Alright, we got our first enemies here. These are Deku Babas. They're pretty simple. These versions are to kill. You just slice them with your sword and you get a Deku stick out of doing it. Deku sticks, I will explain in a second once I kill these other two what they are. And equip one. So Deku sticks, you can swing them like a sword, or eventually, like, we'll find torches and you can light a torch on fire. Or light a Deku stick on fire to light other torches and other items. So, that's all that one is. Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task? Sure. But now the great Deku Tree is about to eat us, and we are never going to escape. No, we have to go inside of him and break whatever curse he's talking about. So, let's go. Alright, we're inside the Deku Tree. It's not that colorful, but, you know, it's a... all in all, it's a simple dungeon. Okay, these are the other type of Deku Babas. They actually lunge towards you, and they drop Deku Nuts, which, what they do is, you throw them, and crack them, and they make, you know, a bright light that... They make a bright light that stuns enemies, essentially, is all that they do. That's easy enough. That's a recovery heart. We get tons of those. So yeah, I am wanting to do a Let's Play of every Zelda game, but... I mean, that's not gonna happen, guys. I can already tell you that because, first of all, the first two Zelda games are way too convoluted for me and complex. I've beaten both of them, but I've only beaten them once, and I had to use a walkthrough guide to do it. And I don't know, I just don't enjoy those games as much. Basically, I've beaten them to say that I've beaten them. Is essentially the only reason why I played them. I like Zelda 2 a little bit better. You know, but it's still difficult, and I wouldn't be able to do an efficient Let's Play of it. And then, you fast forward to now, with Switch being out, and Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I don't know if I would ever be able to 100% that game. There's just way too many things in it. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong, Breath of the Wild is one of my favorites. I thought the story was alright, but the gameplay in that game is incredible. But, that being said, it's so big. But, if you guys want me to play Breath of the Wild, let me know down in the comments. Once I get a Switch, then I will do a Let's Play of it, but anyway. So, we're getting our first big item of the dungeon. So, I don't want to spoil it. It's a fairy slingshot. So basically it hits items, or hits enemies from far away. Oh, I wish we could skip through the text a lot faster. Yeah, I do wish that there was an option for like veteran players like myself to keep Navi from bothering us. Like, it's one thing like if Navi's like in a story part or whatever, but to constantly bother us in dungeons, and every time like there's a puzzle, like I don't need to be told 20 times how to light a torch. But anyway, guys, one thing that I do want you to do is let me know in the comments what your favorite Zelda game is and why. It can be just from a memory, it can be from the gameplay. I know for me, this is one of my favorites just because of the nostalgia, but it can be any reason you want. Alright, so vines like these you can climb, as you can see, and we finally get to see what's up here. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to get through this dungeon in this episode. I mean, we're basically at the halfway point of the dungeon, I would say. There's a lot of goodies in this room, so first thing we're going to do is light this torch. And then step on the switch. I'm going to go to the left first. Oh, never mind. That just happened. Alright, let's try it again. You kinda gotta go in there on the left side, the right angle. There we go. I don't know what's happening with him, but there we go. Alright, so this right here is called a gold Skulltula. There's 100 of these scattered throughout the game. And if you find all of them, then you get various goodies throughout the game that we are going to get. And that chest just had a recovery heart, but that's actually nice because we got hurt from that spider Skulltula thing. So let's step on the switch again. Now that we gotta go straight across, there's another chest over there. And we get a compass. So the compass basically shows you where the boss room is and where the treasure chests are. These are Deku seeds. This is ammunition for the slingshot. So we've got everything we can in this room. So now we gotta jump off the top over here. Break that little spider web at the bottom. Oh, we got it. Sweet. So there's a couple more Skulltulas around here. These are actually, well, there's 4 Skulltulas total in this dungeon, but there's only 3 that we can get for the moment. So we actually get 2 of them right here. So when you beat the first dungeon for the first time, the Deku tree, you should have 3 Skulltulas. Right there on that sewer grate thing over there. I don't know what you call it. Another recovery heart. This first dungeon's very generous with the recovery hearts. Honestly, I wish that they would give you rupees instead. Those rupees can be more helpful, but I kind of understand why they didn't, because there's an area coming up where we can get tons of rupees, and I don't know, you can only carry 99 to begin with anyway, so. Here, this is a Deku scrub. To beat them, you just shoot the seed that they shoot at you back at them. Or block it with your shield and it goes straight back to them. 2, 3, and 1, which we will need to remember for later. So this room I actually got stuck in for... So the first time I ever played this game, I borrowed it from a friend. I was like in 6th grade. And I couldn't figure this room out, like how to get past the bars. And so I had to wait like the entire weekend and come back, and you had to shoot the eye. Pretty simple. This room, there's water, obviously. There's a switch that we gotta hit underneath the water. There's also a block in this room on the other side of it. So I am going to try to keep a steady schedule for uploading. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record an episode one day, and then the next day I'm going to edit it and upload it. So, you know, I'll be working on this every day, but, you know, that way it'll keep a steady schedule. And that's the plan. I'm going to try that. There's no guarantees, especially with school and everything. I know that next semester with school it's going to be better because I'm doing for 2 online classes. There's only 1 class that I got to go to in person. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Anyway, we got to push the block. Climb on top of it, and up here. Is this the room I'm thinking of? No, it's not. So every time you light a torch, it actually increases how long you can keep your Deku stick. This is the room I'm thinking of. So you do have to be careful in this room. Obviously there's that Skulltula right there, but also up on the ceiling there's these eggs. See if I can get them. Almost got them. There we go. So, this is where the last Skulltula is, behind that wall over there, but unfortunately we need another item before we can do that. So. We're almost through the first dungeon. Gotta go through here. Wow, these textures are wonderful. Actually, in all honesty, for a game made in 1998, this game looks really good. Especially Link, like, look at that. Like, I wouldn't think that would be, you know, 1998 graphics, but... Okay, so this is the only torch that we can use. The others are too high up. So you gotta light it. There's a spider web over here. That was awesome. Alright, so that Deku Scrub said earlier 2, 3, and 1, so we gotta beat the middle one first. Then this one. Then the first one. How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you, who's the boss. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're about to enter the boss room. Queen Goma's really easy. I can beat her in 2 sets of sword strikes, so. Anyway. I did always think that it was interesting that they didn't introduce like things like the big key until, you know, until you become an adult. Sorry, spoilers. But anyway, Goma is basically a giant spider scorpion looking thing. Pretty simple. You just shoot into the seed while its eye is red. Keep on hitting the eye. Now, I didn't figure this out for the longest time, but you can actually shoot her eye while she's up on the ceiling and knock her down. If you don't, then she drops baby Goma eggs. They're pretty simple, like you can read the story, but there we go, we already beat King Goma. Pretty simple. Alright, now we get a big juicy heart container, which is always nice. Got a heart container, my maximum life energy is increased by 1 heart. So that's more health for us, which is awesome. So yeah, now let's get out of here. There's some story stuff that we gotta see before we can end this episode. Well done, Link. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell you. Wouldst thou listen? Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. So, one of my favorite video game villains of all time is this guy right here. Which, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you probably already know who it is, because like I said, I'm sure that the majority of people playing this game, or watching this, have already played this game, but, anyway, he's talking about how he's seeking this sacred power in Hyrule, and he wants to find the Triforce, and now we get to find out what the Triforce is. So basically, this is Hyrule's creation story about how their world was made and all that stuff. There were 3 goddesses. One of them made the physical land. One of them made, like, the law. I don't know what that really means. And then one of them made life. So I always did think that looked really cool right there with a little ring. Yeah, I'm just now seeing that my webcam didn't turn out that great, so I'll try to have better lighting in the next episode. I apologize. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I've been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. So you get 3 of these stones, and this one always bothered me the most because it's not symmetrical, and I don't know why that always bothered me. But you can see, like, it's got, like, the little curl thing on the front right there. I don't know, I just don't think it looks as good as the other two stones that we get. But, anyway, this is the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest. Yada, yada, yada. Future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye. So, the Great Deku Tree dies. And he turns gray very, very, very fast. But, anyway. We can still go back into that dungeon later, which we do have to. Alright guys, well, I think I'm gonna cut the episode here. You know, we got through the first dungeon, and I can already tell this is gonna be a fun Let's Play. I'm already having a ton of fun myself, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, and I will see you in the next episode, which will probably be uploaded like 3 days from now. So, anyway guys, have a good one.